Hello everybody, my name is Rodolfo and today I have a few questions for you guys with my best answer, okay? So let's go to the questions. So, question number one. What is a grid valve? The grid valve is found on extraction turbines and it's used to control downstream process pressure. The grid valve also provides feedback to the turbine control valves. What's the difference between a bleeder turbine and an extraction turbine? So, a bleeder turbine is used to regenerate feed water heating through uncontrolled extractions. An extraction turbine uses extraction steam for process through the controlled grid valve extractions. Name two types of truss bearings. That's very common question, okay guys? Name two types of truss bearings. Kingsbury truss bearing and Tapperland truss bearing. Name the two most important clearance on a steam turbine. The two most important clearances are radial and axial. Okay? What's the difference between the heated stop and a heated intercept valve? Both valves are normally open and trip close on a turbine trip. The intercept valve will modulate between 101 and 106% of rated speed to try and help and get control of the turbine speed. What is the purpose of turbine turning gear? The purpose is rotate rotor to prevent / remove bowing on the rotor, give inertia to rotor during initial roll up to ensure full control. It may be required to rotate rotor if turning gear fails to engage. Follow manufacturer guideline. Name three ways that thrust is controlled in a steam turbine. Thrust is controlled by the use of balanced piston, double flow casing, and opposite flow casing. Name two ways to determine turbine horsepower. Turbine horsepower can be determined by manufacturer's nameplate or by the state method, okay? And the state method are based on the external diameter of the steam supply pipe. Up to 1 inch and 3/4 inch is 9 horsepower. Between 1 and 3/4 inch up to 3.5 inch is 50 horsepower. between 3.5 inches up to 5 inches, 150 horsepower, and anything above 5 inches, unlimited. See flow formula. Horsepower is equal to 8S times 81 minus 82 divided by 2545. So, I'd like to point to this question here, very common, okay? Name 2 types of truss bearings. Kingsbury truss bearing and Taprland truss bearing, okay? Another basic thing that you guys need to know about turbines is the most important clearance on the steam turbine. The 2 most important clearances are radial and axial. So when the blades are pushed to the horizontal, that's actual, okay, clearance. So as the steam goes through the blade, it's push. So you need to control that, okay? And radial is like on the centrifugal force, okay? Another important here is what's the purpose of the turbine turning gear. So the turning gear will keep the rotor turning, okay? So if they stop, the rotor stop, okay? After a while, it may sag and make like a curve, well, upside down, right? A curve, because where the bearings are will support, and anything in between may sag. So the turbine gear would keep the axle turning to prevent bowing, okay? And of course, okay, on the start up a turbine, okay, if you are turning, okay, and then you start to throttle, will be much easier to catch up and start the turbine, okay? Another important, 3 ways that thrust is controlled. So balance piston, double flow casing, and opposite flow casing, okay? That's very important. And the last important is 2 ways to determine turbine horsepower. So manufacturer's nameplate is 1 way, and the second way is the state method, okay? That's based on the external diameter of the steam supply pipe. I hope you guys like this video, and I see you guys on the next video. Thank you.